Welcome back to my channel, guys. How are you all doing today? I pray all is well with you and your families. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Nancy. I am so glad to be back, guys. A day or a week can turn into a nightmare just like that. So I'm just grateful that I'm back in my normal feeling self, because last week was something else. It all started on January 19th. I went to work nicely, got to work. I was kind of feeling like, when you feel like something is wrong somewhere, but you can't put your 2 cents on it. So I just went to work with that, but I was not feeling myself. So I got to work. This feeling was not going away. I said, okay, what is this? So I started feeling dizzy, and then I went to the nurse, because we have a nurse on campus. So I went to the nurse, and then my blood pressure was high, like very high. So normally when my blood pressure goes high, I know something is wrong somewhere. So she told me, oh, lay down. Maybe it's because you haven't eaten anything, because I hadn't eaten anything at all. But I was like, you know what? No, because I wasn't eating. I was on my fasting. So I was like, you know what? No, it cannot be that. So I knew it wasn't that. So she just told me, you know what? Just lay down for a few minutes and we'll see. So I laid down, but it wasn't just going away. So I thought to myself, you know what? By that time I started coughing a little bit, and I could feel it in my chest. When I cough, it was so painful in my chest. So I thought, you know what, I'm under the weather, I'm coming up with something. So I said, you know what, let me just go home. If I die the very day there will be a poster of them hiring. So I said, let me just go home. So I went home, got home, took my remedies, and I just rested. I did not do anything. Story short, the next day, Saturday, I start feeling a little bit better. So I do my hair, I braid my hair, and I was like, okay, I feel better. Then Sunday came. Oh my goodness, I tried to wake up. And when I tried waking up, I tried to walk to the restroom, and I was trying to go straight, but then my body was going another direction. Like I was leaning towards, like I want to fall. I was like, okay, am I dizzy? Did I just wake up too quickly or something? Anyways, I said, okay, you know what? Let me just drink some water. Drank some water, sat down, started doing my stuff, reading my stuff. But I was just feeling more dizzy and more dizzy. I was like, okay, something is wrong somewhere. What is this? So I said, let me take a shower. I took a quick shower while leaning on stuff because I didn't want to fall, because the dizziness was not going away. Finished taking a shower. I knew something was wrong. I wasn't myself. This time it was serious. So I said, you know what? Let's go to the emergency, because something ain't right here. So my husband takes me to urgent care. We get there. I was already not myself. I knew something is wrong. They did some tests, and they say, you know what? You got flu B. That's why I was like, okay, what is flu B now? I didn't even know we had flu this. Anyways, okay, so the doctor told me, well, you cannot go to work for a couple of days, 3 days, because it's very contagious. So I said, okay. So I was wearing my mask, got a prescription, went back home. When we got home, I rested, took my prescription, rested a few hours. I woke up. Then I saw my husband sleeping on the fireplace on the floor with a big blanket, and this is not like him. I'm like, wow, are you that cold? Because it was kind of chilly outside. So I thought, oh, okay, maybe he's that cold. But I was like, that's not like him to have a blanket and sleep on the floor near the fireplace. So I said, okay, what's going on? Are you cold? He said, oh no, I'm just shivering. I don't know what's going on. And he was just shivering and he was cold. And I was like, okay, maybe you got the flu, who knows? So he goes to urgent care by himself, and yes, he got the flu. So we said, okay, so he got his prescription. So we were both on bed rest for 3 days. But before that, before the day was even over, my oldest daughter, came downstairs and she was shivering. I mean, like hers, it looked like it was uncontrollably, that shivering, like she had malaria or something, and she had a fever. So she said, oh, I'm not feeling well. She didn't even know that because when we went to the urgent care early in the morning, she was still sleeping. We came back, she was still sleeping. She didn't even know the dad went to the urgent care and she was still sleeping. Oh, by the way, yeah, she's back home. That's another story for another time. Hallelujah to God. That's a story for another time. But back to the story. So my husband said, okay, I'll take you back to the urgent care. They went back to the urgent care, and yeah, she had a flu too. Is it flu A or flu B? I think she had a different type of flu, but I don't know which flu it was, because she got a different prescription. I said, wait a minute. Oh God, is this a spiritual warfare? Back to back, 3 people. We are all sick. Thank God my younger daughter, my smallest, did not catch anything, but we were all shivering, sick. One man for himself. Lord, and that was this a spiritual attack? But then I erased that quickly, because I said we have a name for it. It's flu. So it's a cold that is going around that people are catching. So it's not a spiritual warfare or anything like that. So I said, okay, so what is this? Then my flesh came to the rescue. My flesh was telling me, you know what, maybe you're just doing a little bit too much. We are still in January. We are not even done with January. We are in the 3rd week of January. This is last week. And yet you feel burnt out already. You are fasting, you are exercising a little bit too much, drinking so much water that you haven't done before, cutting out this and this bread. You don't want to eat bread no more. You don't want to eat this and that and that. You are doing a little too much. You need to cut down on whatever you are doing. I said, okay, flesh, I am trying to make you look good here. Yet you are contradicting what I'm trying to do. I am trying for us to live in oneness. Yet I want to do these things and you are not playing fair. You want to eat bread. You don't want to wake up early and work out, or work out late. You don't want to do all that. Yet you're telling me I'm doing too much. We want to lose this belly fat. So how can I achieve this when I don't do these things? So, I'm just battling with my flesh, thinking, okay, maybe I'm just doing a little bit too much, because how can you be so exhausted and we are just in January? We have 11 months to go. How are we going to achieve that? So I'm telling myself, you know what? Now this is a spiritual warfare, that in January you are trying to reach certain goals and yet you're already tired, you're already exhausted. Now that is spiritual warfare. If that is not spiritual warfare, I don't know what it is, because how can somebody be so tired already and we haven't even achieved the goal that we are going for? But you know what? I give myself a plug, because even within those 3 weeks, I've lost 7 pounds. But guess what? The flesh don't play fair, because last week when I was bedridden, when I was in bed, I couldn't work out because I was so tired. I was exhausted. My body was not feeling well. So you know what? Flesh told me, you know, you just take that bread and eat. You know. And guess what? I did fall into it. I said, you know what? It's just bread. Let me take a slice. Let me put peanut butter, and it's healthy. And let me just eat a piece of bread. So I gave in. I ate bread because bread is my weakness. So I ate that bread and I enjoyed it. And before you know it, it was every day I was just eating bread. And guess what? 5 pounds came back just like that. I worked so hard, 3 weeks, trying to lose those pounds, 7 pounds, only to gain again 5 pounds back to the belly. I'm telling you, this spiritual warfare of weight is something else, and we need to do something about it, because I don't know why that this attack will come just in January. Why didn't it wait till August? At least let me get my work on, and then you can come and do this fight thing in August or November. At least I would have maybe lost maybe 50 pounds, who knows? And then you can come and do all this thing that you want, because you are angry that I'm not feeding you. And now we have to this is just me ranting with my flesh. Flesh don't play fair, guys. Anyways, guys, if you are not feeling well at this time, you are sick or you are under the weather, this is what I've learned this past week. All sicknesses are not spiritual warfare. They are not spiritual attack. Some sicknesses can be just an imbalance in your body, or it can be just an ordinary flu that is just going around, spreading itself around. So, all you can do is sharpen your discernment. What is God telling you through that sickness? So try to hear what the message is. And if you can't hear clearly what God is trying to say in that sickness, then just surrender that sickness to God and let Him rebuke it for you. Just like how He rebuked the mother-in-law of Simon in the Bible. He rebuked the fever that was in Simon's mother-in-law, and it went away, and she continued doing her work. So just surrender that sickness to God and let Him take care of you. Let Him rebuke that thing up. Most importantly, guys, if anything or anyone or any demon tries to attack us, we must always remember that that thing is not from God, because He has told us that if anything or anyone or any demon tries to attack us, it has to surrender to us. And I got it. Why? Because He stays in us. He lives in us. Greater is He, God, who is in us than the demon, the devil, and his friends that are in the world. So guess what? Any diseases, any whatever that tries to come in us, it's going to die. It has to surrender, and that surrender is death. It won't survive, period. That's all I have today, guys. God is able. You have a blessed, wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.